Hello, is the audio fine? Hello, is the audio clear? Are you able to hear my audio? Okay, fine. Yes, I got the signal, so we'll get it started. Hi all, for those who are seeing me for the first time, I'm Arun Prakash, founder and CTO of Guvi, and today we are going to see a live session on how to build a web page and an API using Python Flask. Okay, so on the first look it looked like a big problem, larger problem, but it is very simple. I've seen many of the videos which is available in the internet or other places which tries to make it so complicated. As you know, in Guvi we make everything simple, and we are trying to convert this into a simple thing. Okay, before getting into this actual session, we'll do few things. Okay, one is we'll understand a little bit of the conceptual things which is behind the web and the API stuff, and then the assumption is you guys all know little bit about Python. You don't need to be expert in Python, but you know you should know how to run a Python file given at any point of time. So this is a basic expectation I'm having it. And the second level is you know how to write a function in Python using def and other things. So that is the second expectation I have. And third is how to declare a variable, what is a string. So okay, if you are able to do three things, one is run a Python file, second one is declare a function, and third one is declare few variables. If you are able to do these three things, you are ready for it. Okay, so the expectation is Python basics, that too CS. Okay, very basics like function, FUNCTION functions, okay, variables, and running a Python code. These are the three things which I am looking for. Okay, clear? So let's get started with it. So let's get into web basics. These are all very much familiar for you because you were born in the web world or the app world. Okay, but despite of that, I'm just trying to explain the jargons which is out there, so that the conversation from my side to yours is very clear. Okay, let's start with the basic term. Okay, client and the server. Okay, client and the server. Client is nothing but through which somebody sees your thing. For example, in your case, your YouTube is a client right now through which you are watching me. Okay, or any other medium like Facebook or Twitter, wherever the streaming is going on, and the guy who is watching out other side is my client. So you kids are my clients, okay, or you learners are my clients, and the server is the place where it originates and reaches you the data. The data could be a video data, it could be a text data, it could be any data, okay, or image or anything. That is called server. So in this case, we are streaming via YouTube, so YouTube is acting as a server primarily. Okay, these are the two components in that. So one is client, another one is server. So most of the cases when somebody says client, the client means it's browser, or in modern days it's an app. So any of your mobile app. These are the two guys who comes under the client part predominantly. Apart from that, there are other display hoardings and other things are there which we don't consider much about it. Okay, this is the first thing. And the second thing is, then the thing which you should know is server side and client side. What are the things which comes under server side? What are the things that comes under client side? So it would be same as the one which we saw a few minutes ago, but little more technical. So in the previous conversation, we saw like a layman in sense who doesn't know anything about computers. We told that like browser is your client and somebody is your server. Okay, here little one step ahead. A client consists of your HTML, CSS, and your JavaScript. Okay, those are the client side stuff. Okay, these are the predominant players in the client side. Apart from your, if it is a mobile app, if it is iOS, it could be Objective-C or Swift. If it is an Android, it could be your Java, or what is the other language I forgot again. Okay, so those are the technology thing which comes in the client side. When it comes to server side could be any language. Okay, any language of your choice. It starts from Perl, Python, COBOL, C Sharp, Java, JavaScript, or any other thing which is out there. Okay, so a lot of things, everything which you heard can be a client side. Python. Okay, so these are the next set of terminologies. So server side, right now today we are going to see is Python, and client side is always HTML / CSS / JS. Okay, clear? These are the things. And today we predominantly focus on the web side of the client, not in the app side. So I'm just removing the app part of it. So for simplicity, let's focus on web. Okay, if you are able to do something on the web, the same thing you can emulate in app world as well. Okay, in the web, the first keyword which you should know is URL, Universal Resource Locator. For example, let's say I go to a page and this is my page. So this is a URL, right? So we call that as. So it helps you to identify something in the web. Okay, it might be an image, it might be a text file which is a HTML file, it might be a doc file, it might be a PDF file. So the URL, Universal Resource Locator. So if you split the word, you will be able to identify it. So it helps you to universally locate a resource. The resource could be anything. Okay, so that is called URL is about. Then comes the protocol part. The protocol is, there are two major protocols. There are multiple protocols. Right now the focus on HTTP and HTTPS. The HTTP protocol is your standard unsecured protocol. HTTPS is a secured protocol. Okay, so by default everything in the web is unsecured. So there is no one guaranteeing security. Okay, if you create a simple web page, it is HTTP page. Okay, if you want to HTTPS, then what you have to do is you go to some people and get a certificate. Okay, when you get the certificate, your page, and add it to your page, then your page becomes secure. Okay, so right now we don't care about the HTTPS part. So our primary goal is towards HTTP. Okay, when somebody says HTTP, by default it comes through an IP. Let's get into one part. So first is okay, now we saw the protocol, then comes the IP address. The IP address is nothing but it helps you to identify your machine or the server, whatever it is, in the internet world. Okay, so you can use a machine name. Okay, but the machine name is generally not exposed in the internet. So for that, what people do is they give a unique address. So the IP address is your like a home address, whatever the door number. Okay, that is the one. And instead of giving the door number, people give a meaningful name. For example, Guvi.in. So when you say Guvi.in, it automatically gets translated by someone into an IP address. So that someone is called domain name server. So the domain name server gets your fully qualified name and converts into a number, which is this kind of numerical number, 127.0.0.1, right? Like that, it would be a different number, 167.3.4.5, whatever it is. It is divided by 4 dots and 4 set of numbers. That's all. Okay. In that, there is a special number which is called 127.0.0.1, which means that it points to my own machine itself. Okay, it doesn't point any other machine. So always remember, in anywhere if you see this number, which means that it is called loop back address. Loop back means it is getting back to us. Okay, that is a loop back address. And the equivalent rememberable word is localhost, which means that I am the host, which is locally, plain English. Okay, that is the one. Then comes the port part. The port is the one actually through which it is a door kind of it. So they have came to your house using your house number. So your house might have multiple doors. Generally it doesn't happen that way. Okay, it could be in the olden days we have front door and back door, right? So like that, let's assume your house have multiple doors. So this number identifies through which door he has to come in. Okay, so the default HTTP door is 8080 or simply 80, but you can change it to any number. For example, I'll show in our example, we'll use some other number not using 8080. Okay, and 443 there is a number that is for HTTPS, which we will not also use it right now. Okay, so our primary concern is towards HTTP and 8080. Okay. Then comes the another jargon. So there are host of jargons, right? So the next jargon is API or endpoint. API is nothing but your application programming interface, API. Okay. So let's assume your application is Guvi, okay, or Google. To be simpler, let's take a common example which is available there. If you have booked Ola or Uber, so there would be a map inside that app, right? So if you click the map, it will give you the Ola or Uber will get the coordinates from where you are. Okay, but if you see in the business perspective, Google Maps is some other company, Ola or Uber is some other company. How these two companies work to each other? Okay, that is a strange thing, and that is with the help of API. When you click the map, what the Ola uses, Ola will use a Google Map API to talk to Google server and get, hey, tell me where this fellow has clicked. I don't know. So what the Google Map will return is they'll give you the coordinates. Okay, from that coordinate he will translate that into a meaningful street address or whatever address and show that as a billing address for your trip. Okay, and that API is also called as an endpoint. Okay, this is how it goes on. So these are some of the things which you should be familiar with it. So one is basics of web, client side and server side. So client side is your client, which is your HTML, CSS and JavaScript, and Python. Server side right now it is Python. Okay, and URL helps you to identify something in the web uniquely. So the URL consists of all these parts. Okay, so it consists of HTTP. If you go here, so see it is a HTTPS. Okay, and it has some slash stuff, and also there is no port number right now here because it uses a default port which is 80. In this case it is HTTPS, so it is 443. Okay, so with that, let's get into the Flask part. Okay, so where is our command prompt? Yeah, here is. Let's clear screens, CLS. Okay, let me make the font a little better. Properties, font 36. Okay, can we make it a little better? Max is 72. Okay, now it is this thing. Let me check whether I have pip or not. Yeah, I have pip installed. Okay, so the pip stands for Python package installer. Okay, what it does is, like for example, if you want to install anything in your Windows thing, what you will do, you will have a setup thing. When you click the setup, you will do next, and it automatically sets up the software for you. If you want to install a Microsoft Office or whatever software you want to install, that's how it goes on, right? The same way for Python, the pip is the guy. Okay, so pip, what it does is it takes all your stuff and then gets and then installs for you. So what you need to do is pip install. You have to give the package name, whatever package. The Flask is not doesn't come default with the Python. It comes as an extra additional package. Okay, so if I do that, it will automatically install it. Right now it has installed Flask in my system. Okay, so if you see, it says that requirement is already satisfied because I already installed. If it is not there, it will go and download it. That's all it will do. Okay, so right now it is there. So how do I check whether Flask is installed properly or not? So go to Python. Okay, so I have Python 2.7 version 64 or 32. It is 32 bit. Okay, let me do the quick select, quick edit. Yeah. Okay, so if you see, it is 32 bit and Python 2.7. Okay, the first step to check any packages which is installed or not is import it. Is the simplest and lamest way to do, or the proper way to do is Flask. If it is proper, it will go to the next line. Let's say I purposefully give a wrong name. So if that is the case, it will say that import error, no module name Flask. So I have installed Flask, but I have given it wrongly. So because of that, the spelling mistake, it says it's not available. Let's assume if I haven't installed it properly also, it will say that. It could come in two cases. One is I haven't installed it fully, or I have installed it and using it in a wrong way. Okay. So this is the simplest way to test Flask. Simple. Import Flask. It goes to the next line without any trouble. If it goes, it means that whatever package you have installed is working fine. So I am going to exit from it. So I am exiting it. I am clearing the screen using CLS command. So if you are in Unix, you use CLS, I guess, CLR. Okay. Okay, coming back to our case. So I have some sample files which I'll share it with you guys a little later. So let me open our first Flask file. The Flask file starts with this. First is importing, like your any other programming language, we have to import. If you are in Java, you have to import using import statements. If you are in C or C++, you use #include. Like that, in Python, we use import statements to get a new thing. Okay. So what I am using is I am using Flask. From Flask, I am importing this Flask. Okay. So then gives the app name. This is the mandatory stuff which the Flask framework expects. Okay. Flask framework gives two things. One is it gives you the server, default test server, and along with the few methods which you can run the HTTP or the web style. Okay. Then comes the root part. So right now you don't worry about all those things. Let's go back to here. So as you know, Python doesn't have main. I have emulated the main part. So if __ main, so we call this main. In that, what we do is we call this app_guvi.run. So if you go and see here, this is the name which I have given here. If I change the name, I have to change it in all the places. Whatever name you are giving, you are going to run it. And in that, I have something called debug mode. I'll explain a little later. Okay. So let's go and run it. How we'll run Python file? Python. Okay. Let's run a simple Python file before this, so that I'll show you that part as well. Where is the text file? Yeah, here it is a text document. Hello.py. Yes, change it. Edit with notepad. Print. Welcome friends. FRINDS. Okay, ignore my spelling. I am very bad at that, and I doesn't bother much. So how to run is type Python and then the file name is hello.py. If I run it, I'll get it. This is a simple way to run Python. Okay, let me put this into a function. So how to put it in a function is def my function. You can give any name. Okay, and code it. Okay, let's save it. Let's run it. So it ran, but it didn't give any output. The reason is very simple. I have defined my function. I haven't called my function. So how to call a function? Just call with the same name. Okay. So if I do the same thing, now hello friends will be there. The same hello world only I am doing. FRIENDS. Okay. So let's call friends. Okay. Right now, so let's start with friends. Let's expand. These are the things which you should know. Okay. Nothing big than this. Okay. This is the basic thing. So the same thing I am doing it. I am doing app.run. So run is my function which is inbuilt, and then I am doing it and I am starting with it. Okay. Let's remove all the standards, extra additional stuff, and let's say I have a decorator called app.root. Okay, and in that I'm using slash means it's root. Okay, not in the Unix root. So in web we call this as a root. For example, let's say if I go on type www.guvi.in. So when nothing is defined after this, let's say instead of test, I'm just giving this way, so it's called root. This is called root folder, which means that it has your home page. Okay, so our home page here is, I'm just going to welcome you guys. So what it does is, it has a function. Okay, in that function I am returning something, the same example as what we did earlier. Okay, so how to run this? When I run Python, what is the file name? This is, okay, copy file name. I'm lazy, so full file path to clipboard. Okay, use double quotes for safety. Right now blindly follow it. Okay, and I press enter. It goes on and runs. Okay, and it runs and says that debug mode on, restarting the server. It goes with the quick help mode off. I want this always. Okay, so it says that it is running here. Let's go and check it out whether it is running there or not. If I do it, it runs. That's all. Welcome Guvians. Okay, your first web page in Python is done. That's all. Simple. Okay, let's do some more additions to it. Let's say I want another thing. What I'll do is I'll copy paste here. This time let's call Game of Thrones. Okay, GOT. Instead of root, we'll do that. Welcome to GOT. Let's go. Welcome to GOT. Okay. So let me run it and check it. Python, go there and then run it. I am getting an error. So what the error says is overriding the existing endpoint. I am trying to override the existing endpoint. What is that? Index.guvi. Okay, let's see. Yes. So for everything, since I have copy pasted it, I am a bad guy who has modified this one. Index, let's say, will give this name as GOT. Any name we can give it. Let's say my GOT. It's not always it has to be GOT. Okay, just its name. It wants a unique function name. That's all it wants. Okay, so if I go and select GOT, it says it can't be reachable. Why it's not reachable? Let's see the error. Oh, I haven't run it. Simple. So right now I've started the application and it is running here. Previously it was having an error, so I fixed it, but after that I forgot to run it. Now if I go and refresh, I get a web page saying that welcome to GOT. Like that, this is called the endpoint. I was saying, right, endpoint something blah blah blah. So this is an endpoint. So this is an endpoint. It has what are the parameters? One is HTTP. Okay, and the port number is here 5000. Okay, if I want to change the port number, I can change it. Right now I am not changing it. And this means it is localhost. Okay, and the last one is my resource point or the endpoint, actual resource or endpoint. Okay, and the entire stuff you can call it as a API. So that's all your bullshit. So which you can do it. Okay, so right now we got one endpoint. This is the simplest thing which you can do it. Okay, the next part is, let's try to have a web page and then hit the same endpoint. Okay, so if we do that, it will be easier for us. So before that, let me explain the code again. Where is our code? Here it is, right? So here it is a Python function, right? So let's assume if you want to do a validation, like connecting to a database and check whether that fellow is not there, I'll put the code here. So after this, it's a normal Python thing. Here you can do anything whichever you know and you want in Python. Okay, connecting to the database or fetching a file or modifying a value, whatever you want to do it. Let's say I give a string, you split it and give it back to me. Yes, you can do it. Okay, whatever you want to do it, you can do it. I'll show you how to get the values from there to here. So let me open my next one. A request. Okay, so this is my request page. So here I'm sending few parameters from there to here. and then do it, or let's go back directly through the Ginger template. So this is the next level thing. Okay, so what here I am doing is, first is a standard set of function. I mean, this is I am importing last time I imported only Flask, so this time I have imported extra one thing called render template and one more thing called request. So two extra additional names are here, and this is a Flask name which you can give any name. Right now I am using app_Guvi. Okay, if I use a name, same name, I have to use it all the places. Okay, so I have two roots. This is called a root. Where is our code? Okay, here it is. So this is a root. If I want to have one more root, I can call this GOT1. So whatever you want to name it, or it could be Iron Man, or it could be Batman, my favorite stuff. Okay, so this could be another thing. Next root, let's make it as a Batman root. Okay, let's go back to our code here. So like that. So what I am doing is, so default root is is simple, and the second root, let's say Rajnikant, Rajnikant. Okay, in that if I give uname, it comes and prints here. Okay, and in this, instead of returning a value, I am using something called render template. So the render template is what it will print your HTML file. Let's go back to here. So here if you see, I have a folder called templates. In that I have some HTML files. Okay, so in this, what is the file I am using? Index.html is the one which I am using it. Going back and edit using it. So what I am doing is, hey, my first Guvi template and welcome your name, whatever name it is giving it. Okay, let's go and run it. So let's stop our old server. What is the new server? This is a file name, full path to clipboard. So how to run it? Python double quotes, and then if I paste it, I'll be able to run it. So it has run it. So it is running in where 127.0.0.1. Let's go and refresh. If I click GOT, what it will come? Nothing will come, because I have stopped the server. It says not found. So if a server is not running, it won't come. So in this, I have one thing which is called root, which is simple fix. Another thing is how I am saying uname. Okay, let's give a uname here. Uname is, let's say ABDHULKLA, Abdul Kalam. It's not coming up. Okay, so what should I give it here is the next question. What it says, the URL root is not there. So it comes here and goes. Okay, I am giving Rajnikant. Oh, here I have added one more thing. Okay. And let's check it out. That is also not available. If I click only this, let's say what it comes, Rajnikant is not here. Okay, let me reduce it. So on this, let's say. So what I have given is, I have changed the root here. So if you see, the root is Rajnikant. So I will copy the root from here so that it is visible much more clearly in the notepad. Okay. So the new path is Rajnikant path. Okay, don't ignore the politics. Have the fun of the thing. So this is my root. Okay. After that, I am using something else. Abdul Kalam is the value. Okay, so what happens is, when I use the value Abdul Kalam, where is my page? Here it is. Okay, so Abdul Kalam value comes in over here in the uname thing, and the uname is passed to the function, and the uname is passed over here as the value uname, and it is set in the HTML index file. In the HTML.index file, if you see that, welcome, and then within the double braces I use uname. This is kind of a simple world of templating. Okay, I have created a template and then I have presented it here. So let's assume this one variable I have used, right? Second variable uname1 I have used it. So uname1 I am not passing it from here. Okay, because of that it is failing. Let's say I change the name also, this to uname, to una instead of it. This guy will also fail. Here also it will not come. Okay, F5, refresh. Yes, it's gone. Okay, where is our code? Control is it? Yeah, control is. If I go and refresh, why I haven't saved it? Saved it. Is it restarted? Let's restart. Why this fellow is not coming? Okay, I haven't undone. See, here only I change it. I have to undo here. So these are the basic beginner mistakes. So I am trying to make all the mistakes so that if at all, if you are getting the mistake, it's not new to us. Even anybody who is starting with it will have similar mistakes. Okay. So this is, right now we have seen two things. One is we have returned a string. Second one is we have printed a HTML file. Okay. The next one will extend that to a login page. Okay. So let's have a login page. Before that, let's check it out here. Where is the login page? Where is our login page? Yeah, here it is. Go back. That is a login. Postman. Is there a login redirect URL? Let's go and check the HTML form. Okay, so there is a simple HTML form I am returning. So let's see the code, what I am doing it. Sorry guys, I have opened Visual Studio. It will take half an hour to open. Meanwhile, let's open it in Notepad++. So in this, what I have done is I've used first as usual import and then render template and request. There is couple of things, redirect and URL for. Right now we ignore it. And this is also right now we ignore it. Bugs bug. This is to generate password hash. I'll tell what it is. Okay. Here I have a route called sign up. Okay. Sign up, what it does is it goes and just prints it right now. Okay. It's not actually signing up with the database, because the database connectivity you guys all will know it through our Guvi course. If you go to the Guvi course in the pro level, you will have database connectivity. All you need to do is go and check the database thing. Okay. So I have a simple signup.html. Let's go to our templates folder. Always remember the folder name has to be templates. There is no other option. Okay. You have to use the lowercase and it is templates. Yes, it has to be there. So signup.html, again I am opening with that. So what I am doing is I am just using a simple form, HTML form. So the assumption is you know HTML. Okay, I have used Bootstrap to make it little beautiful. Okay, and then I have a form. Let's open this file in a plain HTML, run in, let's say, Firefox. Come on, open it. So it's opening. Let's wait. Meanwhile, I'll close the Visual Studio because it does unnecessarily eat up my time. So it is waiting for my CDN. Yes. So this is a form. So this is a static form which I've created in HTML using Bootstrap. So nothing but 3 text boxes and 1 button. The form looks beautiful because it uses Bootstrap. Okay, there is nothing magic I have done it. It's all straightforward code. Okay, I am going to use this form in our Flask. Okay, how we are going to use it? Like this. So render template and say that HTML file. That's all. Straightforward stuff. Okay, let's go and run it. Control C, CLS, so that it clears fine. Let me reduce a little bit. It is 2. Let's go to 36 size. Okay, because that, what is the file name? This is a file name. I'll copy the full file path to clipboard, Python, and then paste it. So I am copying. If you want to type it. I am lazy, so I don't type. Okay, so this is the place I have done it, and I run it. When I run it, it is running. Let it get started. Okay, now it is started like any other thing, and then okay, let me switch on the lights. Where is the lights? It's like, okay, it seems that light is not clear, it seems, so I am switching on the lights. Okay, what I want to do, I forgot. Quick edit. I don't know why it goes off again and again. So I copy this. Oh, I already have it. Why should I copy? Where is our page? Here. Okay, so I remove the Rajini and other stuff. If I go and run it, it should come. The magic is proving. Wait. Excuse me. It takes a lot of time. Nothing to do with Python. It is because of the bootstrap loading. Okay, that is the reason. It will come, I guess. Let's check it out whether it is coming or not. Yes, it has come. So the form is in a bigger size because I haven't done few things properly. So if you see in the previous thing, for example in this page, this is proper. There is one small difference, but it's okay. This is clear because we want to see it in a bigger page. I am using my name, my Arun Prakash at Guvi.in, and I am using a password called test. Ideally the password should not be known to you. Okay, so if I sign up, what happens? If I click sign up, let's go back to the page. If we click the sign up, it comes the sign up URL. In that, what I am doing to do is, like, I get the input name, email, password from the form. Request is one variable. In that there is a form variable is there. I use the input from there word. So after that I am just putting it in the logger. Okay, in the logger in sense, here in the black screen it will come here. Okay, I am not connecting with DB again, I am saying, and then I am returning it to the front end so that it prints there. Ideally this is a bad practice to do it. For the demo I am just showing it up. Okay, so what the code here would be is, like, here we will connect with the DB. Connects, connect me with database where the MySQL code is there, and then validate. So validate the user is there in the database or not, and return success or failure. This is how it goes on. Okay, so these are the parts. Ideally it should come in. Right now I am not connecting because you guys know that way better than me, or you guys should go and learn that part. Okay, and then return it as true or false. That's all. So let's go and click a sign up. See, I got my name and my email ID, and I said in the password is test. Okay, I've converted that into a hash value. The hash value means that it is encrypted, you can't see that. Okay, this is how you should store always in your DB. Okay, it is SHA-256 I am using it. So go on Google what SHA-256 means. So from there we'll learn it. Okay, so that's all for your Flask thing. Okay, let me recap. The Flask is nothing but your web server which renders your web page using Python. So all we need to know is how to define a function, and using defining the function we get the root. The root returns a string or a template. The template is a HTML template, and the Python code can connect to the database. Right now I haven't connected it. If you want, you can connect and then get it done. Okay, connect with MySQL or any database, whichever way you want, and then get it started. Okay. Okay friends, I think that's all I have. Any other questions? Let me check it. Any other questions you have it, you can always post in the group. Okay, so we have our own respective groups, right? So post your questions in the groups, I'll be able to respond to you, and those who want, ping us, we'll share you the source code as well. From there you can get it started. Okay, thank you friends, bye bye. I'll stop the streaming from here.